Tonight, I'm going to be reading some of the spookiest ghost stories that you, my subscribers, have submitted. This is an ongoing series on my channel where I read your paranormal stories. If you would like your story to be featured in a video, then send them to Britty44ghoststories@hotmail.com. Here are 3 unsettling experiences shared by Chelsea, including one experience related to Charles Manson. For those who are unfamiliar with Charles Manson was an American criminal and cult leader whose followers carried out several notorious murders in the late 1960s. The most famous victim was actress Sharon Tate, who was killed in her Los Angeles home along with 4 guests. Experience 1. This one takes place in my childhood home, and although I don't live here, my dad does. So I go over 2 days a week. I personally don't remember it, but both my parents have told me this story from when I was around 4 to 5 years old. My mom said that I was sitting in the beginning of the hallway next to her on the floor while she was on the computer. She said I was becoming extremely aggravated, so she asked me what was wrong, and I said that there was a little boy who kept asking me for help. I said that he was rolling up a girl who had red in her hair in a carpet. I also said that he told me not to tell anyone. I have no personal recollection of this, but both of my parents said that this happened. In this hallway at the end, there is a closet with a mirror on its door. I have always found this mirror creepy, and I'm not sure why. It gives a really eerie vibe to me, and I think it has something to do with the boy in the hallway. Experience 2. This takes place in my current house that I am living in. This was a few years ago, and I think I was about 13 or 14 when this happened. It was summertime, so I was up late watching TV. It was around 4 a.m. when I heard a girl screaming. I know it wasn't my show because the volume didn't match, and it also didn't match the tone of my show. My mom was asleep beside me, and I didn't want to wake her because I thought that it might have been me having a dream or something. I was staring from where I was laying on the bed out my door into the hallway. While doing so, I noticed my brother walking out of his room. This calmed me because I knew I wasn't the only one who heard it. My brother then walked back into his room, and a minute or so later, his light turned on. He proceeded to walk back out with something in his hand. He walked back in and turned the light off. I thought it was a bit odd, but didn't think too much about it. He walked out of his room and went back. This happened once more after this. Then he stopped. I eventually was able to fall asleep. The next day, I was talking to my mom and telling her about what had happened. She told me to tell my brother when he came in, to which I did. He said he heard the exact same thing, but he only left his room once. Normally, hearing something like this would have made me scared, but whatever it was coming out of my brother's room didn't feel threatening, but instead made me feel protected. There is one thing that was always odd to me about this. It's the fact that I can pinpoint the exact location it comes from in the house and the girl who screamed. I'm not sure if this was actually something or if me and my brother had a shared dream or not. I'm now 17, and although I haven't seen a little girl, I have seen a manly figure who usually stands at my doorway. I always think it's my brother because it looks like it has a white shirt on. I think that the figure I see is the one that I saw that night, and I had confused for my brother. My mom also sees this figure and also confuses him for my brother. As far as I'm aware, no one has died in or near the house, so I have no idea who this is. He isn't threatening, and he never does anything besides standing at the doorway. I always tell him that he isn't welcome to come into my room, and after I say that, he disappears. The third experience. Me, my mom, and my brother were talking about a book/journal that we have from Charles Manson. We have a journal of his, one that he used to write in himself. We got it from my dad. My brother got up to go into our garage to get something to drink, and as he was trying to open the door, he said he felt pressure on the door, as if someone was on the other side of it, trying to keep him from opening it. Once it went away and he got into the garage, he said he heard running, like an animal or something was trying to hide from him. He looked all around and found no animal nor any way possible to get into the garage. The other entrance was locked from the inside, and the only way in was to go through the door inside the house. I don't know if the incident was related to us talking about the book or if it was a crazy coincidence. What makes me think it's related to the book is because after this, every time we've talked about the book or have brought it down from our closet, which is not very often, small little incidents similar to this have happened. Well, that's it for tonight's spooky stories. If you have a ghost story of your own that you'd like me to feature in a video, send them to Britty44ghoststories@hotmail.com. I absolutely love hearing from you guys, and I love this series on my channel. I can't wait to share more ghost stories with you in the future.